I really like how that looks, actually. At first, when I heard that the Nexi were going away, I was like, wait, what? Because they've been in there for a long while, but these look pretty awesome, actually. They turned out better than I actually thought they were going to. I'm really... Yeah, I like this. I like pretty much everything here. Okay, what's this spell? This is Disarm and Knockback. This is actually the spell that I was trying to make when the entire basement blew up. Oh, that's still pretty annoying to me. Oh well. But I think this is all done. I've got, my battery up here, and got the disassembler, the cal factor, and the essence refiner over here. I think I want to hook up all the other types of essence to the battery, though. Source node doesn't provide any type of that power the destination can use. Pretty sure you can use light, battery. Okay, it probably gets attuned to a, yeah, it probably gets attuned to a specific type of power. That makes sense to me, so I guess we're just gonna have to get extra batteries if you want more power. But having the kill factor here is gonna be nice, because, I mean, it's gonna be powered by Dark Essence, and occasionally hopefully put out some Vintium. So, hopefully occasionally I'll actually be able to fill that thing back up. So I was remaking the Knockback Disarm spell, which, again, is the one that actually caused the massive explosion in the basement, which, I mean, basically what happened with that is I was making the spell, I logged out, and then I came back in and everything was blown up. So if you're gonna make a spell, don't log out. And I tried to make it again, and the piston actually wasn't being accepted. So what I ended up doing was I placed it down, broke it again, and apparently the damage value on the piston got, I don't know, like several thousand. And I'm not sure how that happened, because normally pistons don't have damage values, basically. So, I don't know. Anyways, there's that spell. I've missed this one. Okay. Oh. Well, looks like a knockback. I know we've been over this book. I like that one. Dust Assault. Good enough for me. And this could actually be kind of fun for the mob farm, because I'll be able to disarm mobs before they die. Meaning I'll get 100% drop rate from skeletons with their bows. Anyways. Yeah, that'll be fun to mess around with, at least. A couple other spells I wanted to make, but one of those I know I'm really okay. I mean, I don't think Mage Tech staffs are books, but okay. Okay, so what do we need? We need, let's toss it up there. No, let's toss it right there. Trying to keep it relatively organized. But anyways, next thing we have to go grab is actually back by the nether portal. Should have grabbed it earlier, but I completely forgot. Our favorite room in the entire map, where we got our eggs. But now we need melons. Let's make sure I get some home safely. So if I die somehow, I at least have, a couple spares that I can pick up. I could go through that way, but I kind of want to go this way. Don't really know why, but yeah. I was doing editing for last episode, this is probably going to be in episode, oh, I don't even know, but the discussion on mental health and, you know, OCD and all those things. OCD, I really feel sorry for anyone who has it. Not like, you know, I don't know how to say it without sounding, you know, really insensitive. That's a lot of Enderman over there. I mean, it's only 2, but I mean, that's a lot for Enderman, anyway. And, you know, I kind of wanting to re-edit the video a little bit, but basically, a lot of mental health stuff, it doesn't make sense. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't like talking about it, because mental health is something that we don't understand all that well. And our medical knowledge of it is basically very, very limited. The human brain is incredibly complicated, and it is extremely difficult to unravel, and, you know, there's just so many tiny little factors that we don't know how big of an effect they actually truly have. Like, you know, there's all these neurochemicals, neurons forming, all that stuff, and all that could lead to schizophrenia, depression, OCD, any of that. So, I guess what my point was with yesterday's talk was, if you don't know about something, it's best not to joke about it. You know, just in general. I mean, if you don't know how someone feels about it, it's occasionally just best not to just joke about it at all. And, you know, it sounds boring, but now it's, you know, either people joke about things that you don't want them to joke about too, or, you know, you don't joke about things that others would prefer you not joke about. I mean, yeah, well, I'm not explaining what I mean at all, basically. I'm horrible at this talking thing, if you haven't noticed. Toss that up there, and I have no idea where I can, well, there, perfect. Okay, I need ring stand. Oh, we still need to get a villager. Let's pull some of those out. Gosh, how long has it been that those have been sitting in there? Wow. Okay, seed, another wort, let's stack that up. Yeah, the next spell that we needed to make was the super heal, basically. So, we needed health potions, which is why we needed the melons. And I think this gets us quite a bit closer to that, anyway. I think we still have a fair bit to go on that spell, and that's really what I'm waiting for until we go back and take on the Black Citadel, or Blackheart Citadel. And I also want to get a full suit of diamond armor. But that'll be a bit more of a long-term goal. And I'm thinking of getting a fair bit of armor, just in case I have need of it, you know? But, yeah. Back to the mental health thing. I swear, my brain is everywhere tonight. Didn't have my tea. My point there is basically, you know, just have some decent sympathy. I mean, that's really the thing that I think would make the world a better place. I mean, a lot of people will say that better technology needs to happen, or, you know, all that stuff, but just as a general rule, just don't be a dick. You know, just try and be a halfway nice person at the very least. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually, when I know I've helped someone out, I really feel better about it. I feel, like there's a sense of happiness, and if that's the only reason why you help people out, at least you're doing something good. And that's actually part of the reason why I am doing this whole YouTube thing, because there's a small chance that someone, somewhere, someday, might actually see these and, actually make their day a little bit better, or something along those lines, and that, to me, is worth all the effort I've put into this. I still don't expect this to ever become a job, but if I can make someone happier, that's good enough for me. We need life essences and eggs. Life essence, I think, is... yeah, eggs and golden apples. That's gonna be a fair bit of gold. It is 6 golden apples, which is 48 gold? Yeah, that sounds right. Come on, get down the hole. So 48 gold, 6 apples, we got that. Actually, let's just do 3 golden apples, because, I have enough. This would be 24 now. But yeah, it's, it's just a common decency kind of thing. I see a lot of people that are, they could be nice. They could just not be mean. It really is just about as simple as that. Just don't, if you see someone having a bad day, don't make it worse. If you see someone having a good day, don't make it not a bad day. And it's just, take a breath. If you want to be rude, take a breath, breathe out, and rethink that. Because, you could be doing really awful things to that person's self-esteem, or even to your own self-esteem, because a lot of people don't think of it, but how you act speaks more about who you are than how other people are. And if you're, a school bully or things along those lines, that says a lot about who you are, and what it says isn't always nice. So it's just, food for thought. Ah, good. Get my entourage following me. Might actually hook one of these up at the mob farm, because I could just pull the dark essence from there and have more than I'm ever going to be able to use. Although, just with this out here, I should be getting a good bit. But yeah, I guess going back to my original topic, mental health issues, they don't make sense. We don't understand the brain almost. We barely understand ourselves. It's, not getting into the philosophical stuff. We know a little bit about our brain, but there's, a lot of things in this world that we do not know almost anything about, and the brain is definitely in that list. Space, as in other life forms being out there, and actually the ocean floor is actually another thing you know very little about. Ow, no. Please don't. No. Just no. But yeah, just don't be a dick. And if someone says that they have any kind of mental illness, just be understanding. You don't know what they're going through, most likely. And yeah, and if you do know what they're going through, and either way, say, hey, I don't know what you're going through, but if you need help, talk to me. And even if you're not, like, a close friend of theirs or something along those lines, that can actually save a life. And I am not even exaggerating in the slightest. There are a lot of little things like that that can really, really affect someone. And that's actually good to make this, I think. Well, awesome. And here is the super health. Chant of healing, that's good enough. How much is it going to cost? 1,000. That's pretty expensive. Let's see how much it's going to heal, though. Because if it's going to heal me all the way from pretty much dead, then it's fairly worth it still. Let's try and get a little bit more fall damage. I think this is going to be the better spot to jump off. Yeah. I want to say the previous spell that I was using for healing was 1 heart, which, with a cooldown and all that stuff, that's not very much healing. I mean, having a potion is just better for the most part. Okay, so 1.5. Here goes. Wait a second. No. Heal. Really? Regeneration, heal, healing. What the heck? That's annoying. Well, who? Well, that's a little underwhelming. Great. Oh, and I didn't get the healing potions back. Yay. Okay. The good news is we should have plenty of extra melons and other things that we need, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Emphasize healing done by spells, or the damage dealt by healing spells to the undead. Okay, that makes sense. Heal. Modified by healing too. Okay. And I didn't expect it to affect the regen part at all. And I don't think it did, but I mean, that's kind of like the point of having it for, the healing aspect. Let's try and have the healing at this part then. Alright. This is the last time I'm going to make the spell. Oh. This is actually the 3rd time I've tried to make this. First one I did mostly on camera. Second one, I did some testing, which is why I had a bit more life affinity, but the regeneration effect did not actually apply, so I decided to just take that out and then put in a projectile AoE. So that should be fun. Let's get a random name. Yeah, Field of Spirit. But the fact that I was basically using... Oh wow, that's a lot cheaper too. The fact that I was basically spending a ton of mana on a regen which was doing nothing, I figured I might as well not do that. Okay, let's just see how much this is gonna heal. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I might go back to Life Affinity again, rather than Fire. Just because I could actually use this as a damage also. Like that. 25 damage on a skeleton. I'm intrigued. Well, I just checked out how much footage we have recorded. A lot. So I am going to try and actually make this all into one episode still. I'm either going to do an A and a B kind of thing, or I'm going to just flat out completely, cut a huge amount of the footage. But either way, this is the end of episode, hopefully episode 27. It might end up being episode 28. I have a lot of footage recorded. A lot more than I expected. So, anyways, I shall see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. Bye-bye.